I met God around March last year. Um, it weren't because I was getting attacked and then I got blessed and saved. It wasn't I got ran over or something. I got into a coma and then I saw God. Then it wasn't I almost died and the near-death experience and met him then. It was simply because of a dopamine detox. And what that is where you kind of like reset your mind, which is what I needed to do. Like you do like all sorts of stuff like working out at least 30 minutes a day, spending time outside, avoiding alcohol, eating healthy. I mean, I pretty much did most of that stuff anyways. It was just putting a name to it. But one of the things I didn't do is to pray every night, which I did. And I did this dopamine detox for a week straight. And from that, I just kept praying even after I finished it. And then I got closer to God and closer to God. And then, I'm like, I'm a Christian and, I believe in God, So from that, I became a Christian and I met God. And I do believe it was at the right time because I started to have improvement a couple of months before, and there was a lot of difficulties I've been through since then to now, which I definitely needed him through. There was just stupid things at college that I had, exams and that. There was even tougher things like annoying ass people, failure, trying to just push on in life and improve, and heartbreak. And I'll tell you about this one. Basically, that day when I broke up with this girl, I loved her so much. We only dated for 2 weeks, but I loved her so much. And I think it's because I knew her before. I knew her a good few years before we dated. So, but it felt weird, that day. I felt it in my heart, and that's probably one of the signs, And I was driving there to meet her, her and two of my other mates, because she's like in like the friend group. And something fell off, and I just said to God, like, you've got to give it to me straight. Am I going to end up breaking up with her, or is she my future wife? Like, you need to give me my answer. You have to punch me in the face, and whatever the answer is, I'll accept, and I just have to take it. And within about 10 to 15 minutes of saying that, I got my answer, and I lost my mates as well because of that. So yeah, it took more than one person out of my life that day. That was a hard time. That was a very hard time. But thankfully, he helped me through it. And then, it's just like it's been such an amazing journey. There's been so many ups and downs. I've cursed him and he still loved me. I've abused his love and he still loved me. I've ignored him on purpose and he still loved me. Like, every day there's something I fail him on. Whether it's lust or sinning or what, he always forgives us. You've got to remember that. I read the Bible this year, one of my goals, which is nice. Interesting read, I must admit. I'm rereading it now. Probably don't tear up from all this, but it's like it just loves you so much. And there were times like I couldn't speak to anyone. I didn't have any friends. I didn't really feel like I could turn to my family and that because they didn't really understand me. I'm like the only Christian in my family. And, God was always there and I always speak to him. And even if I cursed at him minutes before, I says, oh, screw you. I don't get what you're doing, I don't like being a Christian anymore and all that. He's still listening to me. And every time I speak to him during like really tough times and that, I just felt the pain coming out of my heart. So I really did need him. And I've realised now more than ever that I did really need him. We all need him. And I'm so grateful I actually found him and came to him because I have no clue what I'd do if I didn't. I do not know what my life would be if I didn't. Probably hell. If you're watching this and you're like, you're not a Christian or whatever, you need to turn. Alright, I'm not going to force on you, but what have you got to lose? When you're there and you're lonely or whatever, you've got God, He's always watching you, He's always guiding you, you're never alone, you can always speak to Him, He always loves you. Like, humans are great, but no human can offer that, can they? He protects you and all. What else can I say? It's just amazing. He saves my ass multiple times. you know, I'm just so blessed to have met him, and I do love him.